The name of the band is Electric Kif, and we're an instrumental quartet based out of Miami. Play a lot of rock and jazz and kind of a fusion of a lot of different styles that we like to call post-nuclear music.
Post-nuclear,
and,
yeah.
We've been together for 6 years and touring all over, mainly at the East Coast and Florida, and yeah, that's the general,
Sounds about right. That sounds about right.
And just to kind of bring it home a little bit, the reason we're talking to you guys is that you're doing the show here in the Atlanta area as a part of Marietta Jazz and Jokes. Have you guys worked with the show before, and kind of give me your impressions so far?
This is our first time actually playing this show. We're pretty psyched about it. We met
Fontaine.
Yeah, we met Fontaine at Ground Up this year, the Snarky Puppies Music Festival that they throw in Miami.
Play.
And we met him at the after party, and he heard us play, and he really wanted to have us up there. So we're pretty psyched. We've heard a lot about it. He hyped it up pretty good. Yeah.
So you mentioned Snarky Puppy. Is that kind of some of you guys' inspiration as a band as well, or?
I think it's an inspiration for a lot of instrumental bands just out there, just because like they open up the doors for a lot of instrumental bands to do their thing and try to, and we're actually get music, just normal instrumental music out to people, And I don't think we're like we sound like them. I don't know if I think we were early on very influenced maybe by them, though. Yeah. But now I think it's really definitely going in a different direction of like, whoa.
But yeah, we definitely like the band.
Yeah, we love the band for sure.
Mm-hmm. And I'm always curious when people put the bands together as far as a member composition. Like, why do you decide to kind of stick with 4 members versus expanding it to maybe get a fuller sound?
Go ahead, Armando.
Well, I will say it happened organically. It wasn't something we thought about, but I will say like being 4 and not more than 4 makes everything a lot easier. It makes touring easier.
Cheaper.
We all fit in one car.
We all fit in one car. It makes chemistry easier, Yeah. But honestly, that wasn't a choice to begin with. It was an organic thing that happened at the beginning, and we just liked the sound that we were. We never thought we needed somebody else. So.
Yeah, I think we have a big sound too, just being a quartet. Jason's got a bunch of synths. This guy's playing, I don't know what he's playing with pedals and stuff. And usually it's a big sound. It's pretty thick, you know.
And we've done shows with
we play pretty loud.
And we've done expanded shows with percussion and horns.
Yeah, we did do horn. We had horn. There's horns on the record.
We opened up for Snarky Puppy too with horns. Remember?
And percussion.
Yeah, we did. But eventually, it kind of got weaned out because I think we like writing for the quartet and
we have a good chemistry
sound, and there's more possibilities. I think with that with just the 4 units, you can do so much with just guitar, keys, drum, and bass.
Yeah, I think it's also more true to our sound. Like the stuff we write, if you really look at the stuff we write, it needs a quartet. It's what it's asking for. It's not asking for horns, really. So
yeah,
that's true.
Now, being that you guys are from Miami, do you find that you get a lot of that Miami sound or Latin style into your music as well?
Not really.
We're not all.
I mean, there's a lot of electronic music here too, in Miami.
Yeah.
So I think we go more like electronic than Latin.
Yeah, there's definitely bands in Miami that have that Latin sound and cultural sound of all the music's put together, like that melt here. But it's not really Latin.
I mean, we might go into it once.
Yeah, we have some
jamming.
vibes. Like the new song we wrote, the ending is pretty. I'm not gonna call it Latin, but it has like a
more African.
It's like Afro. It's more Afrobeatish.
I'll say this much though: all 4 of us do play in those bands and those scenarios all the time. Yeah. And just in Electric Kif specifically, there's too much Latin influence. But
I don't sound like Santana for sure.
He doesn't want to sound like Santana. The way he said that.
Trying not to, bro. Yeah, definitely.
Which is good too.
Yeah, let's get that on camera.
We're also not all. We're not all from Miami. Like we're based in Miami, but Eric's from France, and Digo's from Mexico, and I'm from Philly. And Armando's from Miami. So
wow,
that plays a role in the influence of how we, the music and the, you know, those cultures that we grew up playing music in and how that affects the music. So
and also we all, I guess, learn music in those cultures too.
Yeah,
It makes a difference. Like that we didn't all just grow up in
Miami.
Music in Miami, you know what I mean?
Yeah, like jazz. Cool.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, even though you guys went to Armando and
yeah,
Jason,
but they're from different backgrounds.
Yeah,
right?
so different backgrounds for sure.
Oh, so the two of you guys came down from to go to school here?
Well, Armando already lived here.
Okay.
I was born and raised here, and I went to school at UM. Jason was born in Philly, and he came down to UM for college. That's how we met.
Okay.
Yeah.
I studied jazz. I studied music college here too, but not in UM. So
yeah.
So
Eric, didn't you study too? Or no?
Yeah, I
you
studied in France. I went to music school in France.
Yeah.
cool.
Bordeaux. Yeah, for like.
So you say you're from France?
course in French.
You say you're from France?
My parents are French, and I was born in the States, but I lived in France like more than 10 years on and off, like through my life.
What parts of France?
I lived in Grenoble, in the Alps, and in Bordeaux on the southwest coast.
Is that more as you were or a kid growing up, or as you got older?
In Grenoble, I was born when I was a kid growing up, like 10 to 16. And then I went back to school there when I was like 19 to like 23. Yeah.
Now, did you happen to get involved in music while you were in France as well?
Yeah, actually, I mean, I was always playing kind of music when I was here, learning keyboard and stuff when I was a kid or play. I remember like playing in school in Connecticut, like the recorder and trumpet. And shit.
Did you jump with your mom? Like,
no, that was later on. But yeah, but then when I moved back to France, that's when I started getting into music.
Oh, cool. So you being a French person coming to the American scene, and you actually helped start a band, right? Kind of give me a background of how you guys
started the band. Like, we were at my house when they were like, "Yo, we gotta start a band." It's like
I think we moved back to Miami like around the same year.
Yeah,
and I met him at a jam, and
yeah, then he just came over. We had like all the same CDs,
and then we play with this drummer that in different bands.
The beginnings of
like
Cheech and
band.
Chong.
Yeah.
It's like Beavis and Butthead.
Yeah, so we're
Rick and Morty.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we just started a band. It was a trio with a drummer from Costa Rica called Alejandro Fernandez, and we did it for like a year and a half, and then he moved back to Costa Rica. So then
that's the first record is with that trio. Actually,
the first record came out after he left. Like we had a bunch of music recorded, so we just decided let's finish this, and we just released it. Mm-hmm. And then we were just kind of like on a hiatus for a couple of months. Like we didn't know if we were gonna put the band together. And then we found two people, Colin James and
we're in hiatus for like
Shay,
a couple of years.
Yeah, and we played with them for like a year.
Yeah. And
then we got Armando in. And then Armando got Jason in.
And then it finally clicked.
Yeah, then it was, once these guys got in, it felt like it was like when we first started with the trio, like the first version of the Kif.
Very nice.
Now the second version is like, it's like the 2.0. You know?
Yeah.
So as a band, you guys have 3 CDs out so far?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. And tell me a little bit about your most recent one.
I'll let Jay go ahead and take that one.
The most recent one is called Heist. We released it last year, March 2017. And we kind of did it all ourselves, kind of a DIY kind of project where we didn't really have the money to
first full record.
We did it ourselves at our friend DJ La Spam studio, which is an all analog kind of studio. And we all have like our little bedroom studio, so we did it there too, and all combined, mixed it, did everything ourselves. So it's super DIY, and that's the latest one that we have. And then we're working on a new one right now, a brand new one that is in the, it's about 50% there. And we're hoping to release one in the next one in the top of the year.
Yeah, 2019.
2019, that should be the name of the record.
Yeah. What was the name of the record, the last one you guys did? What was it called?
Heist.
Okay.
Heist, yeah.
Kind of give me an idea of what you guys were going after when you were making that record, like music-wise.
We were going for the first we were going for like trying to make a full record because we had EPs before. So trying to make a 10-song record like proper, you know? Mm-hmm. And then
we're like finding our sound in that record too.
Yeah, kind of finding
like, if you listen to it, the first track is like this really like kind of quirky funk tune, and then the second song is like more groove, and then it goes dark, and it has like this balance of like funk and then really dark stuff.
Yeah, like rock.
And then dark.
Like next record's even getting the sound together even more now, like getting those sounds together, like,
next one's a little bit more aligned, you know, with more rock and I think a little bit less funk, but I think
maybe a little bit less. You're right.
Yeah.
Sorry
but
for the.
It's still groove music.
It's still groove music, totally. It's just less traditional funk. And
like we learned so much doing the last record that this record is completely different. Like this a different approach.
Totally,
everything.
Totally.
So like last record was more like it was all over the place.
Finding out how to do it.
Yeah, true.
Which is part of the process.
Yeah.
Being a band.
The one before we went and we recorded the EP, Take Your Time, we record and then we took like a year to mix it and master it, and it was mixed and mastered by someone else.
You know, all that being said, as jumpy as the album is from spot to spot, I do think it gives a good glimpse of who we were at the time, and like
it does.
Like I think you definitely will hear like a band that has their own sound as left and right as it may go.
And also you can hear it live too. There's not a lot of like overdub, like extra instruments that it sounds live pretty much like the record.
It does.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So on your next CD, have you guys kind of got a working name for it?
No, not yet.
No, first is the music.
It's called Jazz and Jokes.
We're too zoomed in right now. We got it. Once we zoom out, we'll name it. You know?
Yeah, that's true.
We got to look at the whole thing for.
But it's definitely sounding like us, but like like evolving. You could definitely tell there's something going on.
So when you have 4 band members, how is that process of you guys writing music? Do you have a couple of people that do the writing and then kind of everybody chip in? And what's that process like for you guys?
We just fight each other, so the last man standing gets to pick whatever he wants to do.
No, everyone chips in like in their department, you know, like drums will tell you like, hey, like Jason might bring an idea or Eric, and then we start working it out. And then me as a bass player, his demo, I'm like, yo, let's try this note instead of this one.
And I'll be like, no, not that note.
And then Armando will be like, hey, let's do this because the time or what. And then eventually it's just like a whole, like a collaboration, you know?
Yeah, it is exactly. At the end of the day, we're all producing it together pretty much.
Yeah, we're all arrangers and writers at the same time. So someone may have an idea, but then the others are going to arrange it and arranging is composing too. So
that's the best of collaborating too, honestly. Like you get the best out of anyone's idea, I think.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right. For minds
you really
work
just
better.
try to get the essence of that person's idea, you know, even if it's chipped away and even if sometimes it doesn't like exactly how it went, but I think
even if it turns around completely into
something.
Exactly.
Yeah, like you could bring a song in and all of a sudden like it just changes completely, you
Yeah.
know? Like I don't know.
Keys, tempo.
Yeah.
But the idea is there, you know?
Mm-hmm. Now, as I listen to you guys and talk about your music, it kind of makes me think that you guys probably put on a heck of a live show. How well does that music that you guys do in the studio cross over to a live performance?
Same thing, yeah. It's a very collaborative.
Or do you guys approach it differently and doing the live versus the studio stuff?
No, we do the same thing. We're very everyone has their spots in the show, so it's like it's very we work. We're a unit, so
it's very live though, like
pulling off of each other in the same way. So
I'll say I think a focus that we all have with writing and with playing live is sounding like one unit as opposed to four people that all
four soloists
playing their instruments well.
It's not about solos a lot of the time. It's not about like individual things. It's
about the band.
song together. And high energy, a lot of energy too.
Yeah, we have a lot of energy. Like this girl, they had to walk out, she said, because she's like, I thought I was gonna go crazy. She was like, it was just building. There was so much energy, I had to leave the room. It was insane.
What?
I don't know what she was on, but she said something like that.
We play so long together that like we know like when we're improvising, we kind of know a little bit where we're going, where each one going. So
we listen too.
Yeah. So as a unit, we're pretty like tight, I think. In little details, the little details that matter, we got those down. So,
Well, it sounds like the people are going to be in for a heck of a show. So make sure, for those listening, if you're in the Atlanta area, check out Electric Kif. They're going to be playing at Marietta Jazz and Jokes on Saturday, August the 25th at 8 p.m. show, I believe. So for those, to prepare people for what you guys doing, kind of give us an idea of, for those who may be on a fence about coming to the show, kind of tell us why they should come out and check you guys out and kind of what they can expect.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a good show, good music, good jokes.
No,
we'll tell some jokes ourselves too.
No, we're definitely gonna give it our all. I say,
you know what? We'll say this. We've played Atlanta like maybe 2 times before, and I think this is the first time we got like we're gonna have like a legit. I don't know, just
music listener show. People are gonna be listening to the music.
We're excited for that, and we're definitely gonna like bring it.
And we're gonna bring up, a bunch of their favorite, maybe some of those old jazz fusion covers. So come on out. We're gonna play some rock stuff, for sure, some funk stuff. Get you bobbing, then get you dark, and then get you happy. It's gonna be fun.
And
well, for those who are interested in attending, you can get tickets at Eventbrite, and you search under Electric Kif. And if anyone's interested in following you guys and kind of tracking your goings-ons,
social medias, it's all Electric Kif at Electric Kif, KIF. The website.com, Instagram, Facebook, all that stuff. On Spotify, we're on iTunes Music. Okay. Amazon Play,
Google Play,
Google Play,
Amazon Music.
I'm just putting them all together.
Yeah.
Well, any final words you guys want to say before we head out?
See you soon, Atlanta.
Rock on.
I want to give a shout out to Scott.
Give a shout out. Give out your
shout out to Fontaine.
Shout out to Fontaine.
Yeah, definitely, man.
Can't wait to be over there.
All right. So thank you guys again for joining us. I appreciate it.
Thanks for having us.
Looking forward to seeing you guys on the 25th at Marietta Jazz and Jokes. And we'll see you guys next time.
We'll see you soon, man.
Peace.